Okay, so after week one, which you did code along your assignment, really the majority of or the rest of these assignments for your lectures are really just you completing whatever coding section or part of section is required from the Udemy course that we're doing. Okay, and so the lecture is, I give it a label here, it's a CodeUp. So CodeUp really just means you're following along with Andrew and you're coding along with him. And if you take notes, I think that's great. I don't require it, but I recommend it because I think it helps you the more time you can spend on these concepts, the deeper you're going to get them. So, and also when he does the challenges, like the challenges are really an important part of the course because it helps you see, did I get that concept? Could I translate that into code? And that process of hearing somebody's requirements and then coding that concept up is such an important one and so fundamental that I definitely tell you, if you're spending more than, and I don't want to say a time here, but I want you to give enough time to attempt it on your own before you look at the solution he's going to provide, because your solution may look different, which is totally okay. That's pretty normal. And it's just then good to see his solution because then you see how somebody with some more experience would have done it. So do not shortcut the process by not giving yourself the time on these challenges. Okay. So now once you're done, and actually, let me say this, the part of this is also that once you've finished a video, okay, so in this section, let's just go look. Now, this will be the same for both of my CIT 80. I'm looking at the node course here. It doesn't really matter, actually. I can actually do this on either course. So if you're looking, let's say you're doing a section and you've finished this number 9, doesn't matter. And often the first one is just concept. So again, you can take notes if you want. I think it's helpful. But let's say you finished this video. After each video in the section that you're completing, what you're going to want to do is stage that. And I talked about this in the first week one lecture for how to do get add. And if you're unsure of those commands, go back and look. But staging is the get add, and I showed you star. And then you commit your code, right? And then in the commit, and I've shown you actually a commit message here, is that you want to, and this is the actual command. So again, I didn't show you the command for stage. If you want to go back and look at it, it's there. And then on the commit, though, make sure you include the section and the video you're completing. Okay. Now, what you can do is you can do your commits after each video locally, and it's not until you actually are ready to submit the assignment that you actually have to push that code into GitHub. Okay. So don't think you have to push each time. You don't have to, because as long as you're committing, it's committing into your local repo. And then when you go to push that, that's when you need to push it to GitHub so you can share the link with me, which is the next part of what I will do. Now, before I get to the actual how to submit, and I talked about this a little on week one, so this is going to be a little bit of a review. But one thing I want to say too is if there's anything in the section that I need to give you a heads up about, make sure that you are reading through this. So, and I will actually probably label it heads up. So if there's nothing heads up, that means there's nothing I saw that you needed to kind of be aware of. But there are a couple times I've used this course twice now, and I really enjoy Andrew's instruction, and I hope you do as well. So in this case, I've run into most of the stuff, so I will give you a heads up when I see that. Okay, so the last thing you'll need to do, and I'm going to move over now to here. I'm going to show you, remember, this is all on your private repo, right, for whatever course you're in. And then in here, you go down to your commits, right? So in this case, you'll be giving me the same link each time, but those commits then will be reflective of the section, the code up that you did for that lecture. Okay, so now I'm actually going to show you from a student's perspective. You submit the assignment, You get a new window, you would then paste in that code, and you could make any comments that you felt was important for me to know, and then you would submit the assignment. Okay, so I hope this bit of instruction at least helps you understand this process and what I'm looking for. Do know that this video will be repeated. I'm going to go ahead and leave this, but this instruction will be repeated for each future one, but what will change is the assignment of which sections you're doing, and again, any heads up that I felt was important for you to know. All right. All right. Thanks very much, and I'll see you soon.